Hello everyone. So welcome to the series of videos related to use of financial accounting hub in case of average daily balancing. And this is the second video of this series. In the first video, we briefly established the agenda. Now, in this video, we are going to discuss about the ADB calculation. So those who are already aware how does this happen, they can skip this video and they can go to the next video. Okay. So to explain the ADB calculation, because that is required to maintain the continuity when I explain the solution. So we must establish first the data for which we are going to show the solution. So I have to explain the ADB calculation. So I have prepared that in Excel file because we have to build this first conceptually. So for the right now, just ignore these columns, 3 columns. Let us start with here. So this is the I'm talking about the data from the source system, not in Oracle right now. So let us say, and this Excel file is for one account. So assume that on January 1, for that account, any one account, there was a debit of 310 and credit of 91. Okay. So net activity is calculated like this minus this. And assume this account was newly opened on 1st of January. So the closing balance of 1st of January will be the activity which occurred on this date. So this is the end of day balance, which generally we migrate whenever we do the migration or whenever we send the data to any other system. If we are not sending journal, then we send the closing balance. Now, so we are clear about till this point. Now coming to the ADB calculation. So as I said, there are 3 types of ADB which is maintained: monthly ADB, quarterly ADB, and yearly ADB. So ADB, for the name itself, it says that average daily balances, means it's average of the balances. It is not average of the activity. Average of balances. So for an example, the balance on first day was this, second day is this, then on this day the ADB will be average of these two. So to calculate the average balances, we have to first calculate the aggregate, because balance of anything is like total divided by the number of elements, correct? So first we have to calculate the aggregate. To calculate the aggregate for the monthly, for the day 1, the closing balance will be the monthly balance, but for the day 2, the aggregate balance will be the aggregate balance of prior day plus end balance of the current day. That's how we get the aggregate balance. So the same formula I have put it everywhere. Similarly for quarter, this is for yearly. How these are different, monthly, quarterly, yearly, that I will come to when I discuss the different month. But for the first month, all will be same. Now to calculate the balances, what we have to do? We should divide the number of elements. We should divide the aggregate balance divided by the number of elements. So for the month, on the first month, so for how many days that aggregate balance is calculated, for that we have to divide with. So for an example, for the 3rd of January, the monthly ADB will be the monthly aggregate balance divided by the month count. So that's what I have done here. You can see. So that's a formula. Now this is how we calculate. On 31st of January till 31st of January, monthly, quarterly ADB will be same. But every month, the monthly balance, monthly ADB gets reset so that we can get balance of the month. Hence, on the first day of the next month, the monthly aggregate will be the closing balance of first day of the month. So we can see on 31st January, the monthly aggregate was this, but on 1st of February, monthly aggregate became equal to the closing balance of the day one. But in case of quarterly, it will be prior day balance means 31st January balance, aggregate balance plus the closing balance of 1st of February. And the quarterly balance will be reset to 0 on quarter end. So for an example, here you can see on the 1st of April, it is the beginning of the month as well as beginning of the quarter. So the monthly aggregate balance and quarterly aggregate balance both get reset to the closing balance of the 1st of the month. Similarly, when the year will be over, the yearly balance will be reset. So that's how we have three different balances: monthly, quarterly, and yearly. I hope this calculation is clear. So this is how ADB gets calculated, and any banking system they maintain as per the government regulation. They have to maintain whether they are in Oracle or any other system. I explained this in Excel. So it's a concept thing. It's a conceptual thing. It's not related to Oracle. So this is how ADB is maintained. So I hope the ADB calculation is clear. So now let us, as I briefly explained on the previous video, that what is the challenge in case we don't send the day by day balances. So let me highlight the business problem now again, just in detail. So from the source system, if we send this activity or closing balance every day to Oracle, no problem will happen. There's no issue as far as ADB calculation. But as I stated in the previous video, problem comes, there are many different regions that system will say that I don't want to send you all this. I don't want to make your system bulky without any region. But since we have to do the reporting, which generally happens on monthly, quarterly, and yearly. So from my source system, which is not in Oracle, I will send you the closing balance. And I want to do all my reporting from Oracle. So in that case, if they will send only this balance, closing balance. And if this balance comes to Oracle, in source system, now let us see what information will be there. In the source system, it will maintain the closing balance as this, and the other three balances, it will be maintaining this information. And they would expect that in Oracle also, on 31st January, from the source, this information should be updated. But since we do not have any way to, we cannot migrate the ADB balances, as stated in the note of the Oracle also, right? So what is the only option have? We have to implement, we have two options. We have the option is that we have to send all these balances every day or the activity. If we don't do this, then as per that note as well, we cannot maintain the ADB. And why we say this? Because assume that we send only this balance to Oracle, then what will be the balances? Every ADB closing balance will be intact. It will match with the source system, but monthly ADB, quarterly ADB, and yearly ADB will not be correct. The monthly ADB in Oracle will be calculated as this value, which is very much different from the ADB maintained in the source system. That's a problem. That's a business problem we have. So that's a ADB calculation and the challenges what we have. In the next video, I will discuss about what is the solution which I can think of and have tested it. It works. In the next video, we will start with the proposed solution what I have, which can be done to solve this business problem. So please watch my next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.